This is probably the most uncomfortable video that we've ever shot because it's so personal.
But this is the best way possible we have to communicate with the RV Odd Squad what's going on and give you guys an update. We never imagined when we started our channel that we would have 127,000 people that really cared about us, and we do. We promised that we were going to share all of it, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and we feel responsible at this point that we've let you in so deep to communicate with you what's going on. We get hundreds of emails every single day about Sage and how she's doing with her autism. And now that I leaked this thing out about the cancer they found in me, we just feel a responsibility to let you guys know what's going on.
So in our last newsletter, we let you guys know about John's cancer, and that had the unintended consequence of our emails just exploded. And I was already
thousands of emails.
Well, I was already like 800 emails behind, but now now the number has a comma, and it's never been like that before. And you know, we talked about how our travel plans have been derailed, and so many people are RVing this year. It's a little nervous.
Yeah. And we're not victims, guys.
No.
I'm the most blessed man on the planet.
No. But you guys also flood our emails and social media asking about an update on Sage, so that's why we wanted to give you like a health update in that respect.
Mercedes and I want to thank all of you from the bottom of our hearts for the prayers, the love, the concern that you've shown for Sage. We don't do a lot of videos about Sage, and we try to kind of insulate her from this, but more and more you guys are asking us about Sage, and we can't possibly keep up with all the email that comes in. So we're going to talk a little bit about Sage today, her progress. She truly is our little miracle. She's such a blessing, and she's doing so well.
We let you guys know back in December of 2019 that the fact that she was nonverbal, it was getting to the point with their doctors that we needed to get her in for special therapy, speech therapy, and occupational therapy. And that's when we found out more about autism and what that really looks like, and what we could do as parents. And the RV Odd Squad, you guys really sent us a lot of really good information on that, and it was super helpful, especially to know that we weren't going it alone. So 2020, we thought our lives were over in early 2020 when we realized we
couldn't RV anymore.
Yeah, when we realized we couldn't travel, but then go and behold, there was, you know, a whole reason why we couldn't travel. So being stationary actually was
a blessing.
It was, and we ended up doing 4 therapy appointments a week and really intensive.
Johns Hopkins Children's Hospital, they are amazing. They've built this team for Sage that is second to none.
Yeah, and then they told us that, hey, her progress is good, so why don't you guys go out and travel a bit and then come back in a few months, and then let's, you know, reassess from there. And so that's what we did. So end of 2020, we traveled, and we came back early 2021. Got her back into therapy. This time it was just occupational therapy.
Yeah, no more speech. She's talking up a storm. She's even cussing.
In a Bostonian accent.
God still has a lot of work to do on me, but I'm trying.
You know, you're still a project. But the point being that, you know, as far as her development and stuff, it's going really good. And I think the best blessing in that front is not just her improvement, but that we've improved in finding ways to help her and knowing more what to do. So that's been a blessing.
The scariest thing about when we found out Sage had autism is we didn't know.
Yeah, what to do.
And there's so much information on the internet about different, you know, it's called a spectrum, and we didn't know where she was, and we heard these nightmare stories, and then we get hope that this thing worked, but then you'd find something else that doesn't work. It's the worst thing you can do. Because we shared this to the RV Odd Squad back in December of 2019, we built this network of families that reached out to us saying, we have a kid like that, we have a kid like that. And what it's done is it's built us this network so that we can ask questions to people when we have questions.
And we're not alone.
It's the funniest thing is that we prefer to talk to other parents with autistic children than we do the doctors. The doctors drive us insane. But talking to another family member that has an autistic child, that's the best for us.
And in that same vein, we shared in our newsletter that goes out to the RV Odd Squad. If you've given us your email, you get the newsletter. Where we shared about what was going on with John. And that was
a mistake, I think.
Well, it was kind of a mistake, but it kind of wasn't, because I think in the same vein, if we're going to go deep with you guys, then we're going deep with you guys. And that's fine. It is what it is. I would rather have a solid community as opposed to have like a big bunch of nothing.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So
but we have a huge community.
Yeah.
And the unintended consequence of letting people know is thousands of emails with love and thoughts and prayers, and we appreciate it. I'm such a blessed man. We're so blessed.
And we're still working. I have the belief that one day I will catch up on email. So I'm not giving up on that belief, as silly as that might sound. But the point being that we told you guys what happened. So John goes, our domicile is Florida. Our doctors are here. He goes to his doctor, and our doctor, who's the same doctor.
We've had him for 9 years.
He has like the worst bedside manner.
He looked at my arm and he said, "You got cancer."
Like really rough. And actually we should have known something was wrong, because John had this wound on his arm that wouldn't heal, and it was actually starting to hurt around it.
Yeah.
And the fact that John was like, I think I should show my doctor this and get it checked, was kind of a red flag. That's really rare for him to admit that something might be wrong.
I don't like the doctors.
And then what happened was, this wasn't just like, uh-oh, there's an ailment, there's a health thing, what do we do? This was the same ailment that when John was like a teenager, his dad got.
Yeah, and I'm not going to go there, but my dad got cancer. It started with something that they thought was small, and it turned into be something extremely big. My dad fought cancer his whole life, died at the age of 57, fighting strong, but he did succumb to it. The strangest thing about getting older is and it just seemed to start at around my 50, and this year, especially 55, life starts to really speed up, and the time just goes by so fast. And God has blessed me with a daughter on my 50th birthday, Sage. So I get to go back and do things with her that I didn't do with my first 3 children. I'm the luckiest man on the planet. And I'm so grateful to the life that God has given me. And I'm not afraid of dying. But I do want to be here to walk Sage down the aisle. I do want to be here as long as I can be with Mercedes. So it's time, if I can't do it for me, because I never can, it's time for me to wake up and start doing it for my family.
Yeah. And I guess, a lot of our audience will probably be able to relate to what you're going through. And I can't imagine, I don't know what a man in his 50s deals with. What's your biggest problem? What's your biggest fear? I don't know. But from the perspective I have watching him, what I'm seeing is a man that's pondering questions about legacy, pondering questions about like a macro big picture of generations, and definitely just a totally different place. You're not like just hungry for like, I just want to work.
No,
if anything,
I'm in a meaning place in my life.
Yeah. And
this platform, the RV Odd Couple on YouTube, has given us new purpose.
Yeah.
We love helping as many people as we can, and the biggest gift that we've got from that is this community that is the best. Mm-hmm. And you guys have reached out with love, with prayers, the support that we get from you. We meet you as we travel, and it's wonderful. This is one of the greatest blessings we've gotten from our channel, and we want to say thank you to each and every one of you.
Yeah.
And because we did open the door and let you in to some of the personal stuff, I still wish I didn't do some of that. But the fact is that this is the only way that we could communicate that to all of you, and ask to please stop sending emails because we certainly can't keep up with them any longer.
Well, and if you do send one, just be really patient with us. It might be 2022, but darn it, I'm gonna keep trying.
We get to them all. Yep.
So we're waiting for the results, and of course it takes a little longer than expected. The longer it takes, the more we have to postpone, and we're in this weird limbo of not knowing how serious this is on John's arm. Well, they're hoping it's not melanoma. Yeah, and so we got the results that it doesn't look like melanoma. We thought we were in the clear, everything was going to be easy, and it actually turns out that they still have to test it to make sure that it's okay.
But they got all of it.
And it actually, the removal of it, we thought that was going to be easy because this was the size of a pea. And the stitches, and I don't know if you can see, but his arm has an indentation. Like instead of going like this, it goes like lower where they scraped out so much. So it's like, it's just intense, and it's definitely a wake-up call.
Next week, we're back to our regularly scheduled video. We're doing a video on the soft start, how you have to have one to stay cool with 20 or 30 amp power. Mercedes actually jumps up on the roof, installs it. We get in a big fight. Anyways, we'll tell you all about it next week. We'll see you in the next video.